Did you hop into your car today, cranked the AC, and still felt like you were stuck inside a toaster oven? You're not imagining things, and no, your AC isn't broken. It's just begging for a $10 fix that most mechanics won't tell you about. Instead, they'll charge you over $100 just to look at the problem. But the truth, you can make your AC blow ice cold with just few smart tricks. In this video, I'll show you 11 hacks that will make your car AC blow ice cold, even on the hottest days. Let's dive in. Hack number 11. Turn off recirculation mode. At first, most drivers assume that keeping the AC on recirculation mode from the start cools the car faster, but the opposite is true, at least at the beginning. When your car's been sitting in the heat, the interior air can reach 130 to 150 degrees Fahrenheit, and recirculating that air just keeps pushing hot air through the system. Instead, switch off the recirculation button for the first few minutes. This allows your system to pull in fresher, cooler outside air that hasn't been trapped in the car. Once the cabin temperature drops to a comfortable level, then turn on recirculation to lock in the cooler air. Next up, we have a trick that can make your AC blow ice cold again, and all it takes is just about $10. Hack number 10. Use a vent foam cleaner to eliminate hidden blockages. Here's something most drivers overlook, but it makes a massive difference in how cold and fresh your AC feels. Cleaning your vents from the inside. Over time, your vents build up dust, mold, and bacteria. Not only does this block airflow and trap heat, but it also makes the air smell musty, especially when you first turn on the AC. But here's the good news. For less than $10 to $15, you can fix it yourself with a vent foam cleaner. Spray it directly into the AC vents with the engine off. The foam expands deep into the system, dissolving grime, mold, and bacteria that you can't see. After 10 to 15 minutes, crank the AC and let it flush the cleaner through the system. The result? Crisp, cold, and clean air blowing like new. Hack number 9. Inspect and tighten your AC belt tension. Your car's AC might not be cooling like it used to, and the real villain could be hiding in plain sight. The drive belt that powers your AC compressor. This belt is the muscle behind your cooling system, and if it becomes loose, cracked, or worn out, your compressor simply can't do its job. So pop the hood and check for signs of damage like cracks or a belt that feels floppy when you press it. Tighten it if needed, or swap it out for a new one. A strong, tight belt ensures your compressor has the grip and power to blast out icy cold air, even in the dead heat of summer. Hack number 8. Blast the fan first before turning on the AC. Your vents, dashboard, and ductwork become heat traps after hours of sun exposure. When you start the car and immediately turn on the AC, that hot air gets forced straight into your face. That's why you should first roll down the windows and crank the fan to full blast for 1 to 2 minutes before activating the AC. This flushes the superheated air out of the vents and cabin. Then, once the air starts to feel cooler or neutral, roll up the windows and switch on the AC. It's like clearing the path before opening the floodgates of cool air. Hack number 7. Use recirculation mode when actively cooling. Once you've cracked the windows and flushed out that wave of oven-like air, it's time to hit the recirculation button. And trust me, this tiny button is your AC's secret weapon. It stops drawing in the hot, humid outside air, and instead cycles the already cooled cabin air through the system again. This reduces the workload on your compressor and results in colder air being pumped out of the vents. So once the cabin is semi-cooled, always activate recirculation. It's like giving your AC system a second wind to push out even colder air with less effort. Hack number 6. Start driving before turning on the AC. Many people turn on the AC while the car is still idling, but that's not the most effective approach. AC systems perform best when the engine is under load and the RPMs are higher, which happens while driving. When you drive, the compressor spins faster, the condenser gets better airflow, and the cooling fans operate more efficiently. Starting the AC while parked just delays this process and makes it work harder. Hack number 5. Use floor vents to push cold air upward. Most drivers default to the dashboard vents blowing straight at their face, but that's not always the best approach. Cold air is denser than warm air. By using the floor vents first, you send cold air to the bottom of the cabin. This cools the cabin more evenly and quickly. Once the temperature stabilizes, switch to dashboard vents for targeted cooling. It's a small vent control change, but it makes a big difference in airflow distribution and how quickly your cabin becomes truly comfortable. Try it once, and you'll feel the improvement immediately. Hack number 4. Check and recharge. Your refrigerant is the lifeblood of your car's AC system. This magical substance absorbs heat from the air and transforms it into that glorious cold breeze. Over time, tiny leaks in hoses or seals can slowly reduce refrigerant levels. But the good news is, you can fix it fast. A simple DIY refrigerant gauge can check pressure levels, and with an affordable recharge kit, you can top it off yourself or go pro for a full leak inspection. Bringing refrigerant levels back to normal can restore your AC's frostiness in minutes. Hack number 3. Check and replace the cabin air filter. Your cabin air filter is the gatekeeper between outside air and your AC system. When it's clogged with dirt, pollen, dust, or debris, airflow drops dramatically. And with it, your AC performance also dramatically drops. Many drivers neglect this simple part, even though it's one of the cheapest and easiest components to replace. Most filters cost under $20 and take just a few minutes to change. Replacing it every 12,000 to 15,000 miles can restore lost performance and boost AC cooling by 10 to 20%. It's an easy win for colder air. Hack number 2. Clean the AC condenser for better heat transfer. Your AC condenser is responsible for releasing the heat that your system pulls from the cabin, and it sits right in front of the radiator behind your grill. Over time, it's common for it to get blocked with road grime, leaves, bugs, or even plastic bags. When airflow over the condenser is restricted, the refrigerant can't cool down effectively, and your AC loses efficiency. To fix it, make sure the fins aren't bent and be thorough. A clean condenser keeps refrigerant cool and your cabin colder. Hack number 1. Keep the engine cool for peak AC performance. Your AC system shares power and thermal load with the engine. And if your engine runs hot, the AC can't operate at full efficiency. The AC compressor is driven by the serpentine belt, and high engine temperatures can force the system to limit AC output to prevent overheating. Make sure your radiator is clean, coolant levels are correct, and that both fans are working properly. By keeping your engine cool, you're indirectly making sure your AC stays cold and efficient. And there you have it. 11 powerful tips that transform your car's AC from barely cool to Arctic breeze. The best part is, most of these tricks cost little to nothing and take just minutes to do.